If you are familiar with the film photography world here on YouTube, it is very, very likely that you know who Willem is. And it's very likely that you saw yesterday he announced a new zine that was shot completely on medium format film, completely in a Scandinavian city. Well, guess what? Well, I also shot a zine completely on medium format film, completely in a Scandinavian city. And it's cheaper. Roll the intro. There's no intro? Okay, so I've been wanting to make my own zine for a while. So when I saw Willem announce his yesterday, I said, I want to get in on that. I want some of that cash. So I quickly threw together this, got it printed right away, and that's not at all what happened. I've been working on this for a long time, and I had a free trip to Copenhagen last year where I was delivering a mystery package to a stranger. It's a cool story. You should definitely go check that out. I made a whole video about it. I took my camera on that trip, not only my digital camera, the one I'm shooting on now, but I took my medium format camera, actually, hold on one second. This camera right here. This is the Zenzabranica ETRSI, and it's one of my favorite cameras that I own. It's an amazing little medium format camera. I say little because other cameras like this, like the Mamiyas, are actually larger. But actually carrying around this thing when you're walking around a city, exploring a European city, is not easy to do. But I knew I wanted to shoot some film while I was there. So I took a few rolls of Fujifilm Pro 400H with me, and I decided very quickly that I could shoot a whole series of photos while I was in Copenhagen. So I found a local camera shop in Copenhagen, bought a whole pack of Fuji Pro 400H, another 5 rolls, and while I was there, I shot a total of 7 rolls of film. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic, but one of my roommates is now showering upstairs and it's making a lot of noise. I haven't showered in like 3 days. So that was actually 6 months ago. I don't know if you guys know, but getting film developed is very expensive, and I don't develop my own film yet. And so I would need to take it to a lab, and getting 7 rolls of film developed is going to cost me close to $100. And that was before I got my own scanner. So I bought my own scanner. In the meantime, developing the film became cheaper because I didn't have to pay for them to scan it. And so I finally got it developed close to 6 months after I went on that trip in August. So you're probably asking yourself, why did I make a zine about Copenhagen? Well, that's none of your business. I made a zine about Copenhagen because I love the city. I'd been to Copenhagen one other time before, 5 years prior, and I fell in love with the city immediately. It's got amazing culture, amazing history. It feels like a big city, but it's actually sort of small. It's got awesome beer, and there's an awesome counterculture. I'm even wearing deodorant that I bought in Copenhagen. But I just wanted to share the city that I love so much with other people. So the other big reason, come on, why would you switch to that angle? That's a horrible angle. Get back over there. So the other reason that I made this photo zine right now is because I have so many ideas for different photo zines, stuff that I've already created, like photos that I've already created that I want to turn into a zine, photos that I want to make here in New York City and other places, but I'd never done it before. I had never made a zine, so I didn't know the process. I didn't know how to make it. There's lots of great resources on YouTube of different people's methodologies and processes for making a zine, but I wanted to figure out what was best for me, for the zine that I wanted to make. And so this was sort of like a starter zine for me. So I'm gonna come out with a video next week, a week from today, next Friday, that is going to outline the process of how I actually made this and made it cheap. Because I know a lot of you are probably curious about that. But in this video, I'm not gonna go into that much. I will say that this is available now on Amazon, and it's not that expensive. It's 15 bucks. If you have Amazon Prime, shipping is free, but I can't tell you to go buy it if you don't even know what's in it. So let's take a look at the inside of the book, and then you can go buy it. So there's the zine. It's not very big at all. It's very thin. It's about 20 photos if you don't count the cover and the back. And everything in here, you can see right there, Chicken Carlson, Copenhagen, Denmark, August 2019. But everything in here as with any zine, is organized in pairs or in photos that I think match up really well. And I'll get into more about how I organized everything in this in next week's video, next Friday, when I talk about making the zine. But these are the photos that I thought best represented not only Copenhagen, but my experiences in Copenhagen and why I think it's special. I know I'm going through this quickly, but if you want to see more, then maybe think about purchasing the zine. Because I made this through Amazon, the prints are not as like amazing archival quality as you would get from some other printers, but the photos really look nice here in the book, and especially in this size. And I like that you get a little bit of the texture of the paper through the photos. So again, not very large, but this thing is very special to me. And that is my very first zine. By the way, it's called Uventet ferie, which is Danish for unexpected holiday. Again, that's a reference to why I was in Copenhagen. If you want to check out that video, click the I in the top right corner. But I'm really, really proud of this. It's available on Amazon right now. If you are interested in buying this, you can go to Amazon. There's a link in the description. There's also a link directly on my webpage, checkoutjacob.com. And you can go buy this yourself. It's only 15 bucks, which is, I think, pretty cheap for a book like this. I'm not making much off of it. I think like $3 per book or something like that. But if you have Amazon Prime, as I mentioned, you get shipping for free. So that's really nice, I think. If you're interested, go buy it. And if you do buy it, when you get it, take a picture of you reading it, take a picture with the book and send it to me on Twitter or post it in your Instagram story. I want to see you guys with the books if you do buy them. It'll be cool to see these out in the world. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing a video next Friday on the process of creating the zine. So if you are curious about that, not only the actual process of like uploading it and getting it published on Amazon, but the creative process as well, make sure that you're subscribed and you stick around for that next week. And I know I poked fun at Willem at the beginning of this video, but I know Willem, he's a really cool dude, and I really enjoy his photography. So if you want to check out his zine, I'll link that down below as well. I think it's still available. But that's it for now. I hope that you guys enjoy this, those of you that are deciding to purchase. And I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to create and explore as much as you can inside. Inside, stay inside, self-isolate, and wash your damn hands. Thanks for watching.